I really see deception as a cancer that is eventually going to materialize on the outside. A person can only hide their true feelings, their true self for so long. My name is Lieutenant Corey Hughes of the Englewood Red Shield Center.
Perfect.
I grew up in a very small Midwest town, Greenville, Illinois. There's only about 8,000 people there. Everybody knew you in town. I have 6 siblings, 4 brothers at the time. And I ended up losing 3 of my brothers through death. And of course that was debilitating for me emotionally. But I managed to get through life with it. I went through high school, graduated from college, and ended up with a career in corrections. I worked for the Illinois Department of Corrections for about 8 years. But I had developed an addiction to crack and cocaine and alcohol. I was being very deceptive in my life, knowing that I had a position that was looked highly upon in the world and culture, but I had this addiction that I fought in the dark. When a person is hurting like I was and really putting up a facade, you want people to accept you for who you are, but of course they can't accept you with this extra baggage that you have. And so of course we try to hide and conceal who we are to really be accepted by other people. They really thought that I was a good person when deep down I was hiding this really dark life, this dark part of myself. It became very burdensome to live essentially 2 lives, a public life and a private life. Being deceptive was really degrading to who I was as a person. My life really came apart at the hinges after 3 or 4 years of addiction and fighting and really battling. And I had a longing to get out of the life that I was in. So after my career came to an end through my addiction, I left St. Louis and came to the Salvation Army Indianapolis ARC and went in, didn't know what to expect. I was really running from a difficult life, a tough life. I really felt like I had made it home once I got there. It was a church. This is what I was looking for. I grew up in the church as a kid, and there were people there who didn't care who I was. There were people there who loved me no matter where I had come from. Through my addiction, I'd lost the ability to work. I lost my desire to work. I really lost my desire to live. But through the power of prayer from my family, through the love of people, strangers, total strangers, I was able to overcome the addiction through the healing power of Jesus. The ability for God to illuminate the person from within, to allow you to show yourself to the people around you, it is such an uplifting thing. It is a burden lifted. It is peaceful. It allows us to be free. Really allows us to be free. What I learned as I went through my progress and the healing progress was I had to have integrity even when people weren't looking at me. I had to have integrity even when I was by myself. I had to have integrity with people who didn't really know me. I had to really show my true self to people, even though there were no consequences to them knowing me. And so the life that I started to lead helped me develop that integrity, where I found myself doing things that I wouldn't have done, by myself. I really started to enjoy being a good person, even when nobody was looking. I went through the program and graduated, and for some reason they hired me as the house manager, and I spent a year and a half there in Indianapolis and actually met my wife, who was working at the ARC at the time. We've been married for almost 10 years now.